Good afternoon, this is Colton with Bill Brothers Roofing and Solar, doing a digital roof inspection here and a solar inspection of a home in Carlsbad here. This home's been on the market, and we like to do these inspections to understand the current condition of the roof and any sensitive areas, what the current condition of the paper is, the tiles, and then the recommended action going forward. This is a concrete flat tile roof, as we can see. Very common roofing style. It's a conventional weight tile. Cracks along, potentially the corners of this aren't necessarily compromising the integrity of the tile, but any cracked tiles do need to be replaced in order to protect the waterproofing underlayment, which is the waterproofing mechanism of this roof, right? So the tiles themselves protect the underlayment, and then you can see right here at the edge of the roof, you can kind of see your mechanism right here where you have your tile riser that has a little hole for water to get out, right? Typically it goes into a gutter. This strip edge metal then goes into a gutter. These two metal flashings, basically rise the first tile to keep it level with the roof going up. And then you can see how it keeps water off of the wood, which is very important, right? This roof has been painted. It's not common to see, but it is a good way to adjust the color of a roof. This roof's been painted with an exterior roofing paint, more than likely a spray-on where they sprayed the tiles. The original color was a terracotta tile, as you can see right there. Something that we always want to inspect is the wood as well. You can see areas where there's been termite damage, where fascia needs to be replaced, right? During a roofing project, we replace any damaged fascia, this board going up to the peak right there, any cracked tiles, right? There's been a lot of maintenance that's been done. The flashings have been changed out and resealed, it looks like. Mortar caps, weather guards have been redone at some point. Cracked tiles have been replaced, as you can see one that's not smooth right there. Sensitive areas are going to be underneath tile, chimneys. I pulled up a couple tiles right there to look at the paper. We can see where a tile was pushed up during the painting of the roof. And then you can kind of see the original paper right here. That's one layer of the UDL 40 pound. Roof looks like it's been well maintained. The biggest concern I have is the paper underneath. We get over to this section right here. I pulled up one tile and I found the one layer of the underlayment felt. The plywood right there, a piece of plywood that needs to be replaced. This is a leak area. This is something that's probably coming into the attic. You can see your one layer, 40 pound. Look at that. They had a repair done right there at some point. There's an old paper that was added to that underneath. Maybe this was lifted up and where a repair was done. But you can see where water can get in right there as well. So yes, very common. This is an area, this paper's been completely disintegrated. This looks like 25, 30-year-old paper right here. So more than likely, there's been maintenance where the vents have been replaced, right? Resealed, but the paper itself is congruent around the roof, right? One layer right there, a resealing of penetration and vents, right? Something that's been taken off, looks like it was old mortar ones, and they put a new metal flashing in, right? We can see some replacement tile that have been up here on the ridge. And the solar system, these are Hyundai panels. There's a central inverter, a weather cap's been done right here. But if we go over here and look at the paper as well in a different section of the roof, it's the same mechanism, right? It's one layer of the UDL felt paper here. I'll go ahead and pull these back. So the recommendation for this roof is going to be, and you can see the original underneath here where they didn't paint it, right? So the recommendation with this roof, with the current condition of the paper, the tiles can relatively last forever as long as you replace the bad ones. But what we really want to do is actually, redo the paper underneath with, a fire-resistant titanium product that's a self-adhering peel and stick. It's got fire rating properties, Class A fire rating. It's got a 50-year warranty versus felt paper has a 20-year warranty. And as far as any waving that occurs in a roof, with flat tile, you can really see the waving of a roof. It's just where areas where you have rafters and then inside you have the weight of the tile that kind of brings down the plywood. If we're redoing the paper on a roof, we're able to reinforce that with updated plywood, or we can sister in some beams to help support it up. But yeah, definitely really, really bad paper. There's been a leak right there. It's consistent over here. I'm not seeing any signs of new underlayment. I'm seeing signs of general maintenance with vents. The roof has been painted, the vents have been replaced, but the current underlayment is definitely of concern, and that is the waterproofing mechanism. Recommend removing the solar system, replacing the underlayment, and then reinstalling the tiles. Thank you.